Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, so I'm getting at you for this next video. Thank you for tuning in. Um, they're out there doing boot camp and doing strength, and so it's kind of loud in there. So I wanted to move back here where it's quiet. So let's just get right into it. So I want to go over the overall wellness dial. Okay, so the overall wellness dial. Oh my gosh, what just happened? The overall wellness dial. Okay, overall wellness. What does this mean? To me, this is emotional health. Okay, this is spiritual. This is mental. This is psychological. Okay, that is all those different things, and we want to take a look at, all right, well, how are you treating your dial, and how are you treating essentially, if you had a dial that was 1 to 10. Woo! Okay, if you had a dial that's 1 to 10, I'm going to make this thicker, then how are you treating your overall wellness? Okay, so we're going to get it going. This is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3, this is a 4, this is a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the three things I also wanted to make sure you guys knew is that when it comes to overall wellness, I actually look at three primary ways that you are handling your overall wellness, okay? The first way is to understand that you do not have all the answers, and so you need mentors. You need a coach. Congratulations, you already have a coach. That's me. I'm your coach. Now I want you to go get mentors. That's the first thing. It's like, who is where you want to be when it comes to your profession, career, job, business. For example, I meet up with a guy pretty regularly, once a month, once every 6 weeks. His business does about double the revenue that my business does right now. He does a little over $500,000 a year. Okay. Now, he also has 3 kids that are under the age of 5, and he's pregnant with his 4th kid. He's a great dad. He's a great husband. It seems, like from what I understand, like this guy in a lot of ways is where I want to be. He also believes the same things I do. He's a Christian. He loves Jesus. So this is an example of one of the guys I hang out with. And just remember, with mentors, they don't have to be everything that you want to be, right? I have a mentor who is the dad and husband and the lover of Jesus that I want to be, but actually I have nothing in common with him when it comes to our work ethic. I have nothing in common with him when it comes to professionally, right? Like, I do not want to be where he is professionally. I'm actually farther than him professionally, and I actually employ him to clean our gym. So he's a janitor of our gym, but I have so much respect and love for this guy. Like, he's an amazing dad, amazing husband. They've got 6 kids. He loves Jesus with all his heart. And like, he's a guy I just listen to and love being around, getting coffee, taking him to lunch, hanging out with him and his family and that kind of thing. Okay. So that's the first piece. The second piece is going to be how often and when, and in what ways do you seek truth? So seeking truth. Okay, for me, if you are a Christian, if you're a mom and dad and you love Jesus, if you're a Christian, this is going to be first and foremost the Bible. There could be extra biblical literature though. Okay, now what this also means though is I want you to start digging into. Let me move this. I want you to start digging into development books. I'm not even going to call them self-development books. It could be self-development. It could be marriage development. It could be parental development. It could be professional development. Okay? And a lot of different ways, like how often are you seeking the truth to bring yourself from where you're at to the next level? Obviously, you're in this program, but part of this program is for you to be seeking truth throughout this. And so where are you at on the dial when it comes to seeking truth and blocking off time for that, whether it's reading or writing or reading articles or digging in that way, taking extra courses, stuff like that. And then the third way is, I want to get this right, is stillness. Okay, I just read recently, stillness is a key. And actually, it's not really teaching me anything I didn't already know, but my own personal journey of growth spiritually, emotionally, physically, psychologically, and actually there's tons of research to back this up as well, is you want to pursue stillness at certain points of your week or just every single day, whether it's 5 minutes a day, 2 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, whether it's like 3 times a week, like ideally it's daily, but pursuing stillness, okay? Quietness, the quiet place, right? Where do you go? Where do you go to get away from the noise in your life? This could be life-changing for you. But when I'm talking about overall wellness, personally, and when I'm talking about overall wellness in crafting your legacy, stillness, quietness, the quiet place, the place where you can go to read scripture, to ponder life, whether you call it blue sky time, whether you just being able to get away. I'm not trying to tell you that you need to sacrifice your time with your family. I am telling you might need to get up a little bit earlier so you can have 15 minutes of quiet stillness in prayer. Here, prayer, right? Meditation to instill calmness. Maybe this is at the end of the day so that you can start to come down off of the chaos and the craziness of each day. I know if I don't do this at the end of each night, guess what? I'm going to de-stress by scrolling through Facebook watching those damn videos. I'm going to be scrolling through YouTube and watching videos. All of a sudden, 30 minutes have gone by. I'm going to have wasted my time when I could either be sleeping or connecting with my wife. Just ridiculous, right? But I still do it. That's a struggle of mine, and so I've been getting away from that. Now, do you pursue stillness? That's the other third way. Okay, so on to over here. All right. Oops, sorry. Okay, back to over here. Now, when you are looking at your dial, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Again, here's what you want to look at. You want to look at the currencies, okay? What kind of currency do you spend on mentors, on seeking truth, on stillness, quietness, the quiet place, okay? Now remember, what is currency? Let me type this out for you again. What is currency? And I want to make sure you guys are super clear on this. Okay, let's bring it to size 30. What currencies are you spending every single day? Easy ones. Money, time, your scheduler, okay? So I'm going to put budget, okay? I'm going to put scheduler, okay? I'm going to put its focus, all right? It's, where are we at? Okay, it's focus, it's energy, okay? And it's effort, okay? So when you're thinking about these dials, that is what you need to think about, okay? So for me, when I am focusing on my overall wellness and I'm at this, I'm just going to go over this 6 to 7 phase, okay? The 6 to 7 is where I desire to stay most of the time. I'll go through some seasons where I want to crank it up to 8, okay? I'll go through some seasons where I have to dial it back down to like a 5 or a 4, okay? But I typically, these are my go-tos. These are my 3 different seasons of life that I typically stick around. These make up 90% of my life. Obviously up here, the 1, 2, or 3, this area would be like, again, newborn phase, right? Where literally all life is chaos because my wife is having another baby, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to take care of the other kids. She's breastfeeding. There's no sleep to be had. We're both cranky, you know what I mean? So that's the newborn phase. So over here, 4 to 5, first of all, this is when things are crazy busy, whether it's startup, maybe we're going through a season in the business where it's just crazy busy, etc. Maybe we're on vacation, maybe I'm going on business trips. So this would be where I have certain scripture, like I'm going to put go-to, okay? Go-to scripture here. I have my certain go-to scripture that I'm going to be keeping in my head and memorizing it and repeating to myself, okay? This is not going to be time where I sit down with the Bible, you know what I mean, and I bust it open and I'm studying and I'm looking up the Hebrew and the Greek. No. Okay? When it comes to seeking truth, this is going to be, I'm going to have my go-to verses. When it comes to mentors and coaches, okay, here's what I think of. I think of like, okay, like I want to stay in text contact, okay? Text contact, all right? And then when it comes to stillness, quiet place, prayer, meditation, okay, this would be like right when I wake up while I'm still lying in bed, or this would be like before sleep, right? And then this would also be, in terms of seeking truth and stillness and quietness, prayer, that type of thing, I'm going to say 5-minute wife convo, Okay, so this is where I ask her, hey, what's the Lord teaching you? What's God teaching you right now? What's on your heart? What are you stressed about? What can I be praying about? You know, that type of thing. Just trying to take 1 or 2 minutes to say, hey, and check in spiritually, emotionally, psychologically with her. 6 or 7. Okay, this is where I try to, right here, daily, I'm going to put daily pray. Okay, daily prayer. Okay. Woo, I love it. Okay, daily prayer. This is where I'm blocking off at least 10, 15 minutes a day in prayer. Sometimes I like to listen to worship music while I pray. Other times I'm just praying whenever I drive somewhere. Oftentimes I have off-site training. I have off-site meetings. I have a breakfast meeting. I got to go home and hang out with the kids for 3 or 4 hours just so that my wife can have a break. And while I'm driving, I'm trying to pray. I'm trying to spend time in daily prayer talking to my God, right? Talking to God. Okay, so you got daily prayer. I'm also trying to pray with my wife daily as well. Okay, so daily connection, wife. Okay, I'm going to put wife daily. Wife daily prayer. Okay. Wife daily prayer. Okay. I'm also wanting to switch up the scriptures that I'm reading at least weekly. Okay, so in my seeking truth, you know, if I'm spending the week meditating on one section of scripture, like for example, this week, I'm really focusing on Psalm 20. Okay, so I'm focusing on Psalm 20, and the other piece I'm focusing on is Luke 15. Okay, so those 2 chapters, you got Psalm, you got Luke, and that's what I'm focusing on for the week. Those 2 chapters is I'm reading through and I'm thinking, I'm praying about it and that kind of thing. Okay, and so I'm making sure I spend time in that. And then when it comes to mentors and coaches, like right now, I'm really in like a once a week contact cadence with them. Okay, so for example, this week on Tuesday, I met with that guy I was telling you about. His business is about double size. He loves Jesus. He's in a somewhat similar phase of life in terms of the kiddo thing. But it's like, I mean, with him next week, next week I'm probably going to meet with a guy named Keith. He's a spiritual mentor of mine, and we're going to be able to sit down and just talk about wife, kids, etc. You know, that kind of stuff. What's going on? Let's see. I'm going to put once a week mentors. Okay. And really, it's like once every week and a half, because I probably meet up with mentors 2 to 3 times a month total. Okay, so and if it's not a face-to-face meeting, it'll just be a quick phone call or a texting conversation. Okay, so that's my 6 to 7. And 8 or 9 would be like, okay, for example, if I were at 8 or 9, this would be a situation where I'm like, let me show you. So this would be a situation where I am, meeting monthly with mentors. I am, what else am I doing? I am, digging in for 60 minutes a day scripture study. Like I'm actually studying the scriptures. I'm looking up different aspects of the translations, and I'm truly trying to dig in an exegetical or, in a way that I can retain this stuff and do some deep study of scripture. And then I'm talking like, anything over 30 minutes a day of prayer meditation. Okay, that would be a serious thing for me. That would be like 8, 9. Like this is where I wish I could live my life at, like all the time. You know what I mean? All the time, no matter what. But in this phase of life, for me, the 6 or 7 allows me still to grow. This would just be major, major, major. So for you with overall wellness, mentors and coaches, seeking truth or extra biblical literature, just some sort of development. And then 3, stillness, quietness, the quiet place, prayer, meditation. What kind of time are you spending there? And find your dial. So that's my challenge to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check into the next video, and we'll keep this going. Please take this to heart. Do these exercises. Make this happen. You will not regret it. All right? Thank you so much, and I will see you soon.